Hey guys, Ryan with the Driven Channel. I am back with another review. I'm here with my buddy John, and we are in a Corvette. Now, it's too cold to wear jean shorts today, so we actually just have regular jeans on. But you have a pretty big jean short collection at home, don't you?
Well, it comes with the Corvette.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that you have to do that whenever you buy one of these. So we are on Route E, my secret filming location for when I do reviews on cars. And this is a pretty radical Corvette. First time I saw this Corvette, my jaw kind of hit the floor. And you finally offered to, well, you've offered for a while now to let me drive this thing, but I've just been too busy doing crap to actually make it happen. So, this is not my first LS car that I've driven on the channel, but it is definitely my first Corvette. And I've always liked Corvettes, but you know, I've always had kids ever since I was 20 years old, so I've never had the ability to own one. I think that I probably would have if given the opportunity. So tell me a little bit about this car.
It's an 07.
07, okay.
So it's the C6 came out in 05. So it's an 07 C6. So it's an LS2 car. 08 is when they went to the LS3.
Right.
It's a base model car. It's the 3LT, so it's got all the gadgets like the heads up and all
right,
that.
but it's got some pretty heavy modifications to it, right?
Yeah, so it's a base model car, but the guy that had it before me wide-bodied it. And
what does that consist of exactly?
So it's fenders, quarters, and a front bumper.
Wow.
And basically, it's a Grand Sport before Grand Sports existed.
Right.
So the Grand Sport didn't come out until 10, so the guys that didn't want to buy a Z with the wide body,
right,
they'd buy a base, they'd put a Z body kit on it, and now it looks like a Z, but it's a base model car, so it's a Grand Sport kind of basically before they existed. So anyways, as far as performance stuff goes, it's cammed, obviously.
Right.
It's got
heard that in the cold start video.
you know, all your standard bolt-ons. So it's cold air, it's ported intake, ported throttle body, it's cammed, 1 7/8" headers, long tube headers,
right,
high flow cats, which is why we will probably smell a little bit like gasoline when we get out here.
That's all right.
Back to Corsa extreme mufflers.
I think the Corsa is my favorite part about this car.
Yeah, so the Corsas on an LS just I don't think there's anything better than the Corsas. I think they sound phenomenal.
It's the nastiest sound you can get in one of these cars,
yeah,
right here.
So it's a pretty good growl. And then I've got you commented earlier about it doesn't have a skip shift. It's got that MGW shifter, real nice shifter. But
About
it's got
the stickiest little shifter I've ever felt.
Yeah, and then it's got I put a clutch in it. The Corvettes, the C6s, are notorious for clutch issues. They stick to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So I had all the hydraulics jerked out, and we put Tilton hydraulics. So it's a Tilton master cylinder, Tilton slave cylinder, all stayed and was braided. And then I put a twin disc.
So a bunch of reliability mods done.
Yeah, it's just when you go to jam gears and you hit the clutch and it sticks to the floor, it's pretty annoying. And the way to solve it was replace all that. So that's what we did, and then put a heavier clutch in it. And now she's pretty fun.
Now it's pretty cold out, so I'm not going too hard here, but this car handles really, really, really well. And I always forget about that whenever you think about Corvettes. You think about straight line speed, but holy cow, this is nice. Now you're also really good friends with Brett, who has a Viper, and we don't need to mention anything about Rowdy Brett and his Viper, because we all know. Everyone around here knows.
Yeah.
So this can keep up with this car pretty well, can it?
The car can. I
The
can't.
car can. I know all about that, sir.
When he's bored or when he's being nice.
When he's feeling like being slow, yeah, sure.
But it's fun to run, especially with him, and watch his lines and play around.
Yeah, I once experienced his 80% and was blown away.
Yeah, it's a good time.
It is. So I like to ask people questions about their car past and stuff like that on the Driven Channel. Most importantly, I think the thing that everyone wants to hear: what was your first car?
First car. So at 16, I had a 91 GMC Sierra 1500.
Okay.
Long bed with a regular cab.
You did well with the ladies with that one.
Yeah, it served its purpose. It was a cheap truck. I had a lot of fun. It was a burnout machine with 410s in it. But my first actual car was a 95 Grand Prix two-door that I got.
Okay.
When I was I guess I was 17.
I was into that 3800 thing years ago.
Yeah, and that car proved to be a phenomenal car for me. But I wasn't really into cars yet back then. I was way into motorcycles. So, I just did what was practical and worked for me. Got a killer deal on a Grand Prix and rolled with it.
Sure. Now you're not just into motorcycles and cars, right?
I'm a gearhead 100%. So I'm into anything that's got an engine. I grew up real big into bikes, and then as I got older and had more means for a car, I kind of shifted towards cars.
Sure.
And but I'm big into boats. In the summertime, I'm on some kind of power boat.
Do you have a power boat?
I don't, but that's why you have friends that have power boats.
Right. That's always the best way to do it.
Yeah. So I've got a handful of friends with some pretty rowdy toys, and we run around the lake with those. So I really enjoy the boats. And then like we've talked about before, I'm big into airplanes.
Right.
So if it's got an engine, I like it.
You have what, a partial ownership in a plane, or?
Yeah, right now I have a partial. I actually just got a phone call last week. It's absolutely impossible to get a hangar around here. So I've been on a list for a couple of years. Just got a call last week that I get a hangar here in January. So that means I'm gonna go buy something myself.
Okay. What are you thinking about buying? I don't know anything about airplanes.
Something that goes upside down.
Okay, there you go. Something that goes upside down.
Yeah.
I don't want to go on that ride with you.
No, I want something aerobatic. So that's where I'm going to focus a lot of energy here soon.
I recently met, actually on the last Euro cruise, the guy that runs, there's an airplane company, why can't I think of the name of it, out of Mexico. They build kits.
Yeah, that's Zenith.
Yeah, Zenith. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, his name's Sebastian Hines.
Sebastian, super nice guy.
Yeah, he's
awesome Porsche, by the way.
He's really nice. He's a cool guy.
He is a cool guy.
They build some neat airplanes up there. They build what we call experimental amateur build. So it's kind of like a kit car, like Factory 5, super light, that kind of stuff. You give them a bunch of money and you get a box full of parts.
Right.
And you put it all together. And that's what he does.
Yes, I think that's just awesome.
It's pretty cool.
The idea that you can build your own airplane and somehow get it legal and in the sky. I mean, it seems a little sketch at times, but
there are some sketch ones out there.
Are they actually legal to fly though?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, there's avenues you got to go through to get it all done and legal and everything. But yeah, it's 100% possible, and it's something I intend to do. It can be fairly expensive. So it's not something I plan to do here in the next handful of months, but it is something that
You're coming to a stop.
Plan on doing.
Okay.
It's the only bad thing about this road.
Yeah. Slow drivers in front of you.
Yeah. There is nowhere to get around them. Hardly.
Well, I mean, there is.
It depends on what you're in.
It totally depends on what you're doing. All right. Well, I dig this car, and I really appreciate you coming out here. I'm always floored by the fact that people will meet me at like on Sunday morning when they should be like either sleeping in or doing their own thing, to just come out here and let me drive their cars. I'm always floored by that, and I can never be appreciative enough of people letting me do that. So I want to thank you very much.
Absolutely, man.
For letting me drive this Corvette. I'm going to whip around up here, and I'm going to spend a little time off camera enjoying this car. You guys don't get to see that because legal reasons. Anyway, we will see you guys on the next video.